John, voicemail, I think that's not very progressive. It's a bit behind.
What are you talking about? It's just voicemail.
Yeah, maybe you want voice female. Ever think of that?
Oh, true. And always pops up and says, "You've got mail."
Yeah. What happened? I want female.
Look at him, throwing his book away. He got voicemail again.
Yeah, see, if you had voice female, you'd keep that phone. You'd say, hey, what's this message? I want to listen to that.
Now they're just getting angry.
Yeah. We pull out our little instruments there. You know, just little waggle them around.
Our little mail instruments.
He's got the bigger one. Showdown.
I do.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, wait, now it's just getting a bit weird.
Yeah, now we cross streams. You don't do that. You don't do that.
You definitely don't.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sam and John show on this
Welcome.
beautiful day.
I'm excited, Sam. I'm excited.
Why are you excited, John? What happened?
Well, do you want to guess why I'm excited?
Oh, it's got to be Rio, doesn't it?
Look, it is Rio. Olympics this morning. I've been totally blasé about the Olympics so far, but the basketball this morning, Australia versus the US, which is, you know, usually many people just think that's just a bloody bloodbath. But it was close, Sam. It was bloody close.
Oh, yeah, I don't know the results.
Australia were leading in the first half, and nearly all the way. It was drawn nearly all the way. I called up Sam. I said, Sam, I was all ready to go, and now, look, I'm going to be late. I got to see the last quarter.
Yeah. Priorities, John. Don't think about the podcast. Who won?
It's the Olympic time. I mean, there were millions of Australians, I'm sure, late to work today or not doing any work because they were watching the live stream. And I think more people watch the live stream of this basketball game than watch the Melbourne Cup. That shows you how popular it is.
Oh, wow. We get a day off for the Melbourne Cup. Why did we not get a day off for
Why do we not?
Australian
You should just have
Olympics.
You should have the whole 2 weeks of the Olympics off.
Who won?
That'd be great for productivity.
Yeah, I'd love it.
Oh, now you care about sport ball.
Yeah, I want to know who wins.
Look, America won.
That's
in
why
the last quarter, they came back. A dude hit like 1,000 threes, and that was it.
Okay.
But you know, we could win. We could. I reckon
we had a chance.
You heard it here first. The gold medal game, Australia, US, and we win.
We won. Well done, everyone. We write history. You were a bit of a basketballer back in the day. You played a bit of the basketball, eh?
I enjoyed basketball. Basketball was a great game, and now my son is playing it now. The whole the circle of life continues.
You're such a stereotype. Ooh, you're tall. You must have played some of the basketball. Oh, well, yes, I did.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
Sam,
yes.
you're a little fat and uncoordinated. What'd you do? Well, while they were playing, I played the video games.
Sweet FA.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. But I have another little thing about the Olympics, John. Have you seen this? A little in the pool section. A little
in the pool section.
Someone's had a little accident in the pool, or
what's going on here?
So you've got here the diving pool. Ooh. As you can see, it's a little off color, isn't it? It's a little green.
Yeah.
Compared to like the water polo and
what's
stuff
going
like that.
on there?
What they don't know officially what the word is. They're saying it's some sort of algae bloom, but it's not a good shot.
Is it really? Is
for the Olympics.
Is it an algae bloom, or is it just got a green bottom of the pool? The guy painting it sort of did a bit of a crappy job. He didn't sort of think it through.
Maybe. I reckon they've got the agent in there. You know how the story where, you know, if you pee in the pool, it'll change colour, it'll go purple. There's been a lot of accidents.
Well, you know, if only they can link that back to the culprit, and they can. I was going to say lose premiership points.
John, oh my God, we're getting news from Rio. This is one of the scientists. It's a conspiracy. Yes, he wants to say something to the people. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an exclusive. A scientist from Rio.
You got to tell them silent breed is people.
Oh my
We got to
God.
stop them somehow.
It's people. Green pool is people.
I knew Rio was running out of money and they had to cut corners somewhere, but I didn't think they'd round up the homeless and turn them into an Olympic pool.
Have you seen that movie, John? Soylent Green?
No, but I've heard
Didn't think so.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Long listeners of the podcast would realise that I never see any movies, but I can pretty much synopsise most of them.
Yeah, we should do that. Yes, I did some other exciting things up in Sydney.
Went for a trip to Sydney, up on one of those Qantas jets.
This jet setter man, Mr. Fancy.
Oh, off to Sydney. Went there with my son to visit my wife, who's up there.
Oh, what's the name again?
Who's that chick again? You know, she
long.
hangs around a lot. Yes, so she was up there working. We went to visit some family as well. That was all very good. Took Jamison up to Sydney. And we're waiting there. We've caught a plane. We're waiting there at the train station. I'm thinking,
yeah, well, you're doing it wrong then if you're waiting for a plane at the train station.
yeah, well, okay.
You know.
But anyway, we're waiting for our train. I'm thinking, this is good. I'm taking my son on a trip. This is exciting for him. And I'm looking at, hey, what do you reckon? What do you reckon, Jamie? He's like, this place smells like medicine.
He's really loving it.
Yeah. But anyway, no, it was very good. One thought I did have though, and check this out. I was on the plane.
Oh, wow.
Now this isn't a new thing that people have just thought about, but it really got me thinking. I want to know, how do fat people go to the toilet on a plane? Let alone how they fit in one of those tiny seats. This is me. I've got a picture here for audio-only listeners of me basically standing in one of these cubicles. You can imagine it. Just the space. I'm a pretty just straight up and down person here, and I'm like
tall.
touching
You play
the
basketball.
sides. How, if you've got any heft to you, how on earth do you get into this room and turn around and do anything in this
They must
receptacle?
go in ass forward, just all ass.
There's got to be some sort of
I was
ass-about way to do it.
Watching an interview on a rival radio station, Howard Stern. I don't think anyone's known about him. Anyway,
No,
he popped
they're
up
all
on
over
YouTube,
here. They're all over here.
An obscure channel in person. But anyway, he had a rather large person on the show, and he was very forward about how things happen. And apparently, there's a special shop online where you have apparati to clean yourself down there if you are of a hefty deposition.
So you can't get your hand around to reach
No, you need
the anus.
You need a rag on a stick. John.
Okay, this is going south.
Yeah, well, it is true. I think that was. We're gonna have to do it.
Tales
of the toilet.
An early toilet.
What will they
Everybody
discuss
loves this track.
today? Something toilet related.
Never gets old.
Flush it down.
Who's and we's what I want.
Well, we need to find out. Does fat people tell us your tales of the toilet?
Yes, please. No shame. No shame in the
No
comments.
shame.
An open community.
And I'm expecting a lot of backlash. We love the controversy on this show.
While we're talking about toilets, I want to make good on a promise I made a couple of podcasts ago about tales of the toilet around the world. And I did have a story about Germany. Now,
I wasn't sure if I wanted to hear this toilet story about Germany. I've heard a few stories about Germany, and anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So anyway, I was busting to go to the toilet. Just got off the old Hauptbahnhof, or whatever the train system thing is called. And I was busting to go, and you won't believe it, John. You know how you put a coin in a trolley nowadays just to use a trolley in Australia?
Don't get
or
me
shopping
started.
cart?
Don't get me started.
You had to pay to go to the toilet. This blew my mind. I didn't know this concept existed.
This is criminal. They charge for water. So, you
Do
know.
they? Oh, well, I guess, everywhere.
Around the world. So this is the next big thing. Charging for the toilet.
Charging for the toilet. And, this is the reason why, everyone in the European Union, they're all borrowing money from Germany. Oh, they're such a productive country. They're making such good products. No. They're charging people to go to the toilet. That's where the economy's based on.
People can't avoid this. You can't avoid needing to go to the toilet.
What if you don't have the money?
So was there a bit of a ghetto around the place of these people that couldn't afford to go to the toilet and they're just covered in crap?
That's what I reckon. We need to have a revolution. You can't stand for this. This
brown
is
revolution.
Tyranny. A brown revolution. Yes, it's not as bad as other tyrannies Germany's had. But, guys, we need to stand up for this. Come on. Hashtag poo in the street.
If we don't draw a line in the sand here, where will we draw it?
Yeah, slippery slope. Let's make it a little slipperier by pooing in the street.
Oh, God. All right, Sam.
Poo in the
All
street.
right.
It's the only way. It's the revolt. The brown
It's the revolt. Speaking of revolt, Sam,
Okay.
the census.
Oh, yes.
The
What
census, the
a
Australian census the other night.
debacle.
For everyone, I'm sure there's censuses all around the world, and they give you some sort of questionnaire that you fill out, and they use that to do statistics on figuring out, socioeconomic groups and male, female, and religions around the whole sort of different areas of the country. So they can work out, how they're going to distribute things. There was a change that was made this year.
Yes.
To you give your name on this thing just to prove that you did it, and then what would happen is they'd take your thing, they'd slice your name off, and
Oh, don't say thing and slice. in the same sentence.
and they would set fire to it, whatever they do, and then they'd keep all the records. And it was an anonymous survey to find out, just a bit of a finger on the pulse of the nation.
Sure, anonymous. I don't trust them. Anyway.
Well, now they've changed it. Now they've come out and said, well, it's not anonymous this time. We're keeping all of your information, and we're going to link it with all your other data, all your health data, and all your other things that you talk about. And they're going to link it all. It's a big database of everybody's information.
They're not even trying to spy on us anymore.
No,
it's just
they're
like,
just
look,
saying,
just do it for us.
You
will
tell
Fill
us
in the
everything we
form.
want to know. You tell us everything we want to know, and then we'll know it.
If you don't want to know, If you want to know my finances, use the ATO. If you want to know where I am, hack into my phone like everyone else.
Yeah, come on, have some self-respect.
Have some
I mean, what's
effort.
ASIO doing if they're not bloody spying on us all? Now you've cut the bloody budget to ASIO probably so that you can just say, getting us to do your work for you. Get off your bloody ass and do your own spying.
And now they even got hacked.
They got hacked.
Apparently. I don't know what the official story is, whether
So
they were
this
just
is the
incompetent, got overloaded, but apparently they got hacked.
The census was all online and they said, oh, this is a great, thing that's going to happen. And people said, oh, that doesn't make it very secure if it's just on a computer somewhere. People can hack in and do it. They got bloody hacked and they're saying we didn't get hacked.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they say they have. Now they're saying they haven't. It's a mishmatch.
Well, what happened is apparently none of the data was compromised. Apparently they just got someone hacked in and made it so no one could go online to do their census.
Oh, okay.
Either way, it's all a load of crap. I haven't done it, Sam.
No, well, that's it. I'm
I'm wondering whether I'm going to. There are astronomical fines for not doing this. But I'm trying to figure out a way that I can not get fined and not do this stupid invasion of privacy crap because it is it's a farce. It is absolutely ridiculous. And one of the old statisticians who is a member of the Australian or sort of headed up the Australian Bureau of Statistics has said that this is the single most biggest invasion of privacy in Australians' history. And it's ridiculous. I won't stand for it. We're all going to bloody hell, damn it.
Yes.
Sorry,
Bit
I just
early
got a little bit
for that
emotional there.
segment there, John. But it is ridiculous. It is a funny story, though. Where I'm at in the country, you meant to
They've forgotten
order-
about you already. You're not going to get in trouble, mate. They've forgotten you exist.
Out of sight, out of mind, because you meant to get a code to put into the website or whatever. They didn't bother with that. They just sent us the
They said,
paper one. It's
you
like,
don't have internet worth.
you don't have good
crap.
internet. What are
Yeah.
you talking about? So it is ridiculous, John.
So you're doing the bumpkin census.
The bum consensus, and I don't know how much I'll feel in. I'll probably say, screw you guys.
Well, that's what I'm thinking of doing, Sam. I'm thinking of requesting a paper form and just putting my name on it and sending it in blank because they can all get stuffed.
Exactly.
Until they make me pay thousands of dollars and I go, well, maybe civil disobedience is a bit more expensive
But
than I
we've
thought.
got the platform. We've got the
We've
media
got the
platform.
We're
Stick it
getting
to
the word
man.
out there. We're sticking it to you, man. Yeah.
Well, not to you guys.
no,
but-
not to you.
Yeah,
but
the government.
they're watching and they're yep.
One government you should get behind is, of course, the Zimbabwean government. As we go into break, I've gotten a special message from the Zimbabwean government, which we'll just listen to now.
Don't they have some human rights issues?
Hello there, soldier! With the Rio Olympics going on, you might need to support your country. Which country? No, not your homeland, you silly Billy, but the funky land of Zimbabwe. Ha ha ha. Okay, how do you do this? Not by doing sports or anything athletic, no, but with your credit card and PayPal details. Not a dodgy thing. It is just to support the channel at patreon.com/Samtime. See, Pope Samtime needs your help. He makes videos on a $0 budget, and it's hard to fight the war of funk with such little money. How do I ask for money without it sounding like I'm asking for money?
It sounds like Ben is asking for money.
Yes, please, help us out just a little bit. What do you get for your patriotism? Of course, you get yourself the Patriot Pack, including a special Patriot badge, Zimbabwe cash to spend at your local funky store. Only acceptable in Zimbabwe if you can find it, and your own town.
This sounds very much like those old patriotic propaganda that the Nazis used. Come to our summer camp. It is much fun.
Well, it was effective. Oh God. Let's end it there, everyone. If you're in a position to, it would be much appreciated if you could help Zimbabwe and the Pope. Wow, what a great message. What a great message. I think we all need to get behind that. Support Zimbabwe.
There we go. Yeah, it worked on me.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Oh, John, we need to get
Yes.
serious now. We
Well,
need to get
look,
serious.
I'm always serious, Sam. You know what I'm about.
I have the most impactful segment of the show, which we all wait for, we all love, because we want to get a little innovation. We want to get
do.
some dreams happening, okay? In a little segment I like to call
Sam's dream inventions, he is dreaming up the world. Dreaming of fantastic things to be used by the boys and the girls. What a fantastic genius, he's so smart when he sleeps. Such an admirable, good-looking guy, and he comes up with the most inventive dream. Sam's dream invention.
Oh, what a beautiful melody.
Yeah, I think people would have believed all that if it wasn't you actually singing about
Was that me,
yourself.
was
there.
it?
Oh, was it not?
I didn't recognize. Okay, interesting. Okay, yeah, I'll good. Okay, so this is Sam's Dream Inventions, where I come up with inventive dreams. Well, it's all in the intro. I just dream up great inventions.
Yeah, he's that's what he does. So lay it on me, Sam. Lay it on me.
Slight hiccup.
You haven't got it.
Yeah,
Are
the
you
well was
kidding
a
me?
little dry.
This is the first time in Sam and John
Yeah.
history, and we've done like nearly 40 episodes
About
in our time, that there's not been a dream invention. And I've been absolutely blown away by the fact that you could come up with some sort of dream invention every single week.
No one's more disappointed than me, but I have accessed. I do believe
You have
I did come up with
backlog.
a wake up. No, I had a waking dream. I dreamt of an
They're
invention.
called a daydream.
While I was
They've
conscious
been
as
invented. They're
awake.
called daydreams.
As a daydream, not a dream. It's a dream invention. So I'm going to lay it on you, John.
All right.
Bulletproof vests.
Been invented.
But they say
It's just so natural for you now.
they cover all vital organs, right? They protect your vital organs.
Except your head.
well,
your
something's
skin.
missing.
Your skin's the biggest organ you have.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a different vital organ, John. I'm thinking
Oh.
downstairs.
Ah.
Bulletproof
Proof jocks.
underpants.
That
Why has
is-
that not been invented?
Why hasn't it been invented?
You got the vest. You put on your pants, go on the outside. You're a superhero already. You got the confidence to take on whatever
Why
you're
not?
fighting.
I mean, if you get shot in the balls,
Yeah.
it's not really probably life-threatening, except to your ego.
Ego
perhaps.
threatening,
Yeah,
yes,
ego
yes, yes.
threatening. But I'm all for that. I mean, it would still hurt. I reckon it would still hurt. Copping a bullet in the balls would
Bullet to the
probably
nuts.
it'd send you to the ground.
You got to do it for your country, though.
You do, and
Sam,
look, I like it.
Yeah.
You know,
Forget about the head.
I mean, I'd probably need some sort of harness.
Oh, here we go. Extra large bloody jocks for John. Yeah.
Anyway, I quite like that, Sam.
I know. How good is it?
If I was a military man, I would be very interested.
Even if you got the vest that extended and just kind of went wrapped around like a
Well-
leotard thing. or something.
With all the wars that are going on, like we have endless wars, Afghanistan, Iraq, going into Libya, go to Syria. Like there's never going to be a shortage of wars.
Yeah.
America's making certain of that. So if we actually started this off and it kicked off, we would have
We'd actually-
unlimited bloody people wanting to buy it, tapping into the defense budget.
Profiting off the war. Hey.
Well, everybody else is. That's what
Let's
bloody
get in
Cheney
there.
and Bush and all the others do. Why don't we get a bit of the Sam and John action? Get in on that action. If you can't beat them, make some cash.
That's a great moral to live by, John. How much do we want to invest in it since we're so excited?
I'll invest. How much is for the prototype?
So I'm thinking you might need a couple of. You need to get
Couple of
fabric.
billion?
No, I'm just thinking of the mechanics of the prototype. You might just need some mesh, some wireframe. We got some of that on the door there. We'll
We
take
can
some
make
of that.
our own. I'll
Yeah.
give you $12. then.
$12. It's a deal.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, Sam's Dream Inventions. Sam's Dream Invention.
Dreaming up. I've been pretty generous lately. I've
You
been pretty
have.
generous. For the first 20 episodes, I don't think I even batted an eyelid. But there you go, Sam.
The quality's gotten better.
You should,
just
should be
a
very excited.
reflection of the quality.
Crazy.
Lovely. So that's Sam's Dream Inventions. Were we going to talk a little bit about some China or Japan? They're having a little trouble with their jobs.
Well, Japan. There's this thing going on in Japan. Karoshi.
Karoshi.
Do you know what karoshi is, Sam?
I think it's good on salmon.
Well, you would think that, unless you wanted, to smear death bodies
Oh.
over your salmon.
Whoops.
Because karoshi is a word. There's actually a word in the Japanese language for death by overwork.
Oh, wow. Because I know that they're really passionate sort of about work. Like,
They're very diligent.
Generalizing, of course, as we do.
As we do here, and get in trouble for.
But of course, because it's very honourable to do the best for the company working as a team.
Yes,
it's
it's all about the national standards. I hear a lot in Japan. There's all the national standards of, that's why there's not a lot of fat people in Japan. Because the natural expectation of you is to not be fat.
They do the exercises before starting work in a lot of places.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of that going on. But anyway, apparently people are working for anywhere, 60 hours is kind of the norm. And then you've got the 90, 100-hour people and all this sort of stuff. And it's all just the very norm. If you're not at work, you're socializing with work people so that you don't lose your job and all this sort of stuff. And people are dying because they're just dying from overwork or they're killing themselves. And it's just absolutely crazy.
Overdoing
And
it.
there's literally a word for it. And it's a, cause of death, karoshi. It's not like it's just so common. There's a thing, and there's young women doing it. They're throwing themselves in front of trains.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, working yourself to death. If I flip one more burger,
Yeah, your wrist.
But no,
falls
okay,
off.
yep.
Anyway, yeah, but it's
a little more serious.
No, it's serious, but so is everything. It doesn't mean
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can't fucking talk about it, but
But-
it's pretty terrible.
Well, it's crazy.
it's a culture of it's a death cult.
Oh, there you go. The whole,
As,
the whole thing's
Tony
a death
Abbott. If
cult.
Tony Abbott would say this is a death cult, the death cult in Japan, we must put an end to it.
Is that why they have the barriers? You've been to Japan. Do they have the barriers at the train stations?
What? No.
And then they have the sliding doors when the train doors open, so you can't get on the tracks from the platform.
Oh, maybe.
Or is that
I
maybe
didn't
Korea,
really
maybe, or
notice.
some
They
other
do have the
places?
pushes where they push you and go, get in the bloody train.
Oh, they're trying to get you off
Everyone's-
onto the tracks.
everyone's super-
Karashi, come on, quick, get off.
Everyone's super polite in Japan until you're on a train, and it's just like, I'm really getting used to knowing everybody very intimately right now.
And it's not really what Japan needs at the moment because the population is actually shrinking.
But this is exacerbating it all about it because there aren't
Yeah.
many young people to go to work, and so the people that are at work are having to work longer and longer, and all this sort of stuff. It started when wages weren't very good back in the 70s, and so everyone worked a lot more because they needed more money. And then the boom of the 80s was just sort of ingrained in the culture, so they kept on going, and people were sort of pretty affluent and all that sort of stuff. And now after the financial collapse and all that kind of stuff, people are just working just to hang on to their jobs, and it's just this culture. It happens in Australia, Sam. There's this culture in corporate life. Everyone's
to
just
me.
like, no, well, and this is what I mean. There comes a time where, you need to break out and sort of start thinking for yourself. There's cultures in so many companies. I've worked for these companies as well. There's this culture of if you're not putting in like 12 hours a day, you're not there. If you're not waking up and checking emails and getting back to people within a couple of seconds, then you're just not dedicated and you look down upon. You're not putting in for the team. And the problem is everyone around you is doing this.
Yeah.
And
So it's all peer
you're the
pressure.
weird one. You're the weird
Yeah.
one if you don't do this.
How much more motivating? You know about this, John, because you've got your own company, and I'm trying it out. Like I make a joke, like don't work hard, but I do actually work pretty hard on 5 videos a week. I work pretty hard. But how much more fulfilling is it doing it for yourself than for someone else?
This is it, and this is the thing that in this article that I was looking at about Karoshi. It's like people are so surprised that the people doing this aren't the owners of the company.
No.
The owners of the company are probably working that much, but it's for yourself. People are just doing this because it's an expectation, and then they're just getting run into the ground. I heard a good quote the other day at an event by an entrepreneurial woman. And she said, entrepreneurs are the only people that will work 80 hours a week so that they don't have to work 40.
Yeah.
And I thought that's very true. And I think the world, in Australia and in a lot of other places, it is becoming a more casualised sort of freelancey kind of workforce. And everyone's saying this is the downfall of civilization. But I'm thinking maybe this is a good thing because then everybody gets to sort of work on their own terms.
Yeah.
And I think, as everything, it'll work for some people. It won't work for other people. All I'm trying to say is that in Japan, it's a big problem. If you're watching this in Japan, think about life. Think about your family. Think about doing what you enjoy.
Choose life.
Public service announcement
Choose life.
to Japan. If you're there, 12, 15 hours, day after day after day after day after day after day after day, and you're just working, crunching numbers time and time on end, just think about this. I'm getting serious here, Sam.
Yeah. No.
Think about this. Imagine yourself in 10 years' time, and I'm not trying to be one of those, stupid, what's your 10-year plan? Just think about, in 10 years' time, are you going to be sitting there having done that for the next 10 years and be thinking, I'm really glad I spent the last 10 years doing that? Or are you just going to be in exactly the same place, getting taken advantage of and getting pissed on? We're all going to hell because they're all bloody working too much.
Choose Sudoku, not seppuku. I think that's what we can all get around.
Hashtag seppuku, not Sudoku, not seppuku.
For in Japan and in Germany, poo in the streets. Beautiful messages.
Public
from
service messages straight from Sam and John's
Sam
mouth.
and John. Lovely show, John. Did we mention it before? We are in iTunes. If you haven't subscribed, give it a subscribe. Give it a review. It really helps us out.
Please, guys, get a review. Subscribe to us on iTunes and do give us a review. Doesn't have to be a 5-star review, although that'd be a better one.
Yes.
Just give us a review and we will review your review here next week.
Absolutely. John will keep on top of that and keep us accountable. Upload it on the show, and that's it. We will end with...
you have an ending this week.
Well, sort of. You've mentioned that we're all going to hell a couple of times. We never actually played the intro for it, so the intro will be the outro for this show.
Subscribe today.
Funk it down.
It's kind of a dark message.
Yeah,
to end
in
on,
hindsight,
isn't it?
we just said people choose live and be really proactive, entrepreneurial,
Because
and
we're all going
because
down.
we're all going to hell and it's all downhill.
Well, we got to be honest with something.
People on the street.